Welcome everyone. We're here for my free token shop pipe launches. We're in the Amsterdam tour and this one's a challenging one, right? If you folks have been going through the tokens, I know many of you out there have been recommending things like Funky Kong on auto mode when you're busy doing chores and stuff, and that is a pretty good strat to pick up a number of tokens doing it that way, but still you gotta click through all the menus and stuff to do that. I know some folks who were on Android use auto clickers, which is great. Definitely a way for you to collect the tokens without actually investing the time into the game. You know, for myself personally, granted, having your opponents crash makes it a lot more challenging to obtain the tokens to clear out the token shop. And then plus, it is a city tour, and I've pretty much drained all the XP on these tracks. So this is more or less where I'm going to be, and I may fire off one more token, but if that happens between now and the end of the tour, I'll share it with you folks if it's something really, really sensational. But you know what? That just means we have to get the luck now, folks. We got to get it now, right? So we'll see how that goes. You know, the first one, not so hot, but the last one we did fantastic with. In case you missed it, I'll put a card up above. So how have you folks been doing? Let me know in the comments. I know I read on the Discord very mixed results. Some of you have just been like totally slaying it. You know, you got like 5 high ends in the first 20, and that's amazing. But then I've seen, like, you know, some folks get like a dozen or more item tickets, and that's not what we want, folks. We do not want the tickets, at least the item kind and the red kind. You know, we take all the level up tickets, that's for sure. So and then of course, you know, you might also be wondering, what are my thoughts on the Coconut Mall tour, right? The Doctor tour. So as I go through these, I'll just share some of my candid thoughts about all that. And you know, there's a lot to look forward to, and then there's some things to be concerned about, more looking at things from my perspective, right? Because I am that character-based player, right? And this is the point in the calendar when they do the tropical themed things, and you know, they do a DK theme one way or another. Last year we didn't get a character, but we did get the Rambi Runner, which is really exciting, and we saw that the Rambi Runner was in the teaser, right? It's in a special pipe featuring a new white, silver, platinum bruiser, whatever the name will be on that. So, you know, we'll be going into a special pipe analysis on that to give you folks, you know, your precise odds to know, you know, if that's a cart that you're looking to add to your inventory. Is that something that's worthwhile to you? So let's get started here though, and we'll continue this discussion throughout. It's a lot of lag on this. Maybe they're loading the luck. I have noticed a few times when I get a green pipe, but it lags that long. It's like a fake or something really good. I think that was the 10,000 coins, but that might just be coincidence. So we'll see. Is there a little bit of a tell here, or is it just bad net? Oh, that is just bad net, folks. That's the worst net you can get. Can I get a redo? That's, man. Oh my goodness. That hurts. That hurts. Oh my goodness. Hopefully that's not foreshadowing things to come. But anyway, the next tour features Coconut Mall, and it looks beautiful. I love the color scheme. I know it might be a little bit controversial because folks who have nostalgia from Nintendo Wii, you know, might remember some more of that like pastel kind of color, and this one's that really vibrant orange color. I think that really pops that. Definitely calls to me more than the original, but maybe that's because I don't have the same kind of nostalgia for the original that many folks do out there. And it's really fascinating to see what they're going to do with the reverse and the trick variants, because, you know, the original Coconut Mall, we're going through the mall and you can, you know, jump boost over the fountain, you know, the escalators, you know, you go through like the food court and the parking lot. There's so many different areas. It's really one of the most unique tracks. Really looking forward to seeing, you know, how the Mario Kart devs approach that track and to see, you know, the similarities and differences. There's no differences here between this one and the first one. Oh my gosh. What is going on here? That's brutal. That is a brutal start. They need to do better than that. They need to do better, that's for sure. I might have to stop talking till we get a good pipe. we'll see how this one goes, and then because that's the thing, right? You know, you just like give them the silent treatment, and they're like, "What's going on?" Kevin shut down. And they're like, "We can't have this." It's like, then they give you a little bit of sympathy, luck. Oh my goodness. Okay, 1,000 coins. We're on the board. That's a legitimate pull. Not a lot of coins, but I mean, it's, you know, better than the tickets, which, you know, granted, look, those tickets do have value for players. I always have to say this. It's account-specific things, right? So for my account, I have hundreds of every kind of those tickets, right? So that doesn't matter to me. And I look at things from a raw resource standpoint, right? Like 5 item tickets. Well, what is that in the shop, right? You know, you can buy those for, you know, 50 coins a piece. So that's 250 coins, right? I mean, that's worse than pulling a normal driver. Granted, I mean, you know, if you're in a situation where you don't have 600 item tickets, then that's way better than pulling a Morton. But, you know, it's all based on what you're looking for in the pipe. And that's part of why I always say Mario Kart Tour is a sandbox game, and it's just, you know, how you choose to play, your habits, your desires, the way how you plan things out. You know, it's unique to all of us, and that's where the community is so strong. Not too shabby there, although it is a point cap ticket. So the community is so strong with sharing, you know, their different approaches and things, and I really hope, at least is the case from what I see, you know, within our community. You know, I think you folks offer an inspiration to me, and then I give that back to you, and that's just, it's a wonderful thing. That's what we do here, and you know, if you'd like to be a part of it, you know, join our Discord, subscribe to the channel. That's what the approach is all about, right? It's finding ways to optimize, maximize the game around what's fun for you. I don't tell you folks how to play. I just make recommendations and show information, data, and facts so that you can inform your own gameplay. And a lot of times that's going to be different than the conclusions I can draw from my own situation. And that's the fun of it. That's the fun of it. You know, we have a lot of colorful banter and discussion on just, not just the approach, but like the strategy and just like really getting down to the nitty gritty of things. It's really fun. And we're on the board. So we have a gold. That is good news, folks, because those first two, I mean, that was like a 1-2 punch. I mean, that really took the wind out of the sails, but we're doing better now. It's good to see. Oh, we have a driver. What's it going to be, folks? It'll be 50-50 here. Okay, hey, Pink Gold Peach, that's not too shabby. One away from being my first level 4 coin box driver, which would be red coin. So actually that would make my daily limit breaks whenever she's the optimal choice a lot easier. I actually like that. You know, I'm not anti-coin box, not at all. I mean, some people might think I am, just based on how I form my account. The thing is, I just basically don't want those characters destroying the niches of, you know, the ones that I have a lot of sentimentality for, because that's where I derive my excitement and my joy from. And that kind of brings us into the whole Dr. Fest, right? And the Dr. Tour. And look, you know, it's kind of interesting to see that, first of all, they're bringing in Dr. Mario for Coconut Mall, right? Because Coconut Mall, I think of, you know, tropical, right? So it's like they could have had like PD Piranha or something. I mean, think about how wild a tour would be if they had, you know, PD Piranha with Coconut Mall. I mean, that's like, you know, the #1 most requested returning Mario Kart franchise character with the #1 most requested retro course. I mean, that would be like a tour like you can't fail, right? But look, you know, they bring in the Dr. Mario, very safe. Mario sells well in their pipes, otherwise they wouldn't keep doing it. I mean, you know, even among, you know, everybody in the community that I talk to, you know, most of the folks who are still really enthusiastic are big Mario fans. I mean, a lot of them base their accounts around Mario. We're going to be taking a look at Mario strategy, kind of like the character guides that we've been doing. We're going to be taking a look at Mario. So a lot of interesting details, more involved with that than the other characters like the Luigi and the Daisy, who we already looked at, or the Kongs, which I talk about here, you know, at length about. So I'm not disappointed at all that there's no Kong next tour. I mean, that doesn't matter. But then we get into the Dr. Fest, right? So instead of celebrating spring, we're not calling this a celebration because it's just 2 tours, but it's like, okay, it's almost like the cats or the penguins. It's like we're extending out this theme that already exists into the next tour. It's like, well, we don't know what the course is going to be for that tour, right? So is it going to be, doctors? I mean, like, what does that fit in with? We just had a city. I don't know if they're going to bring back another city. It would be interesting if they brought back cities from around the world to show kind of like the global response kind of to the pandemic that inspired so many people to, get in touch with new people online, experience Mario Kart Tour, this great community that we've established. And that's where a lot of the folks who were playing out, originated. Myself, I had heard of Mario Kart Tour, but I never gave it the time of day until the pandemic, and, met a lot of nice people and had a lot of fun playing the game, and still having a lot of fun playing the game, of course. Otherwise, we wouldn't put the kind of time and love that we do into it as we do. So we're up to the 130 pipe exchange here. Another lagger. So the case study here is like when we've had lag, it's been 10,000 coins, red tickets. Oof. I think the lag is nothing at all, but we'll see here. Oh my goodness. Oh, that hurts no matter what. So really thinking ahead to that second tour. That's the point in the calendar then when they had the Jungle Tour, they had the Bowser versus DK Tour. So the one hope that the Kong fans have, I don't know, nearly as many Kong fans that are still daily active, committed as we were for so long. Given the current landscape of the game and why they haven't done anything with those characters, it's really unfortunate because I champion all of the interests that are out there. It's not just about what I want, and it's like it's just human to look around and say like, hey, each person who's had interest in these other things, with the exception of Wario, pretty much, and more of the niche character options that are out there. But look, the Kongs have been a centerpiece of Mario Kart Tour since the very beginning. Not Mario Kart Tour, but Mario Kart in general. I mean, there's been, DK has been like, one of the 8 when the roster was just that. So seeing how, there's been a lack of content there. And look, they have carried it through DK Jr. and I'm tremendously grateful for that. I've come on every time and I say how grateful I am and how just looking for that buff is what keeps me going, right? And it's not like I have to see the buff, but it's like, what other outlet is there, for a fan of that kind, if not for that, right? Because they've given Funky and they've given Dixie away. And since then, their ranked usage has plummeted. I mean, it's down like by moving towards Peachette level ranked usage. So it's really just DK Jr. carrying the torch for the entire family, characters, and franchise that's there. And look, so my hoping is that, the second tour of this Doctor Fest isn't something like the 3DS DK Jungle, and then it's like, well, they don't have any more Kong content coming out for this game. Because, I mean, if that's the realization, then it's personally disappointing. And, we've all sent feedback, and there must be a reason for why this is. And I've heard the discussions on it. I mean, in fact, in the most recent Kart Talk, there was discussion on like, why hasn't Nintendo done this? Because look, a new Kong would sell like enormously well. They could give it an elite special skill like Giant Banana, or even if they didn't, it would probably still sell. Look, they put banana barrels on Funky Kong, knowing that everyone would pull for Funky Kong. So, I mean, it's a situation like that, right? Like, they're so confident that those characters are popular, and look at how many times they've brought Funky Kong back into 100 pipes. At least 3 times, Sydney, Los Angeles, Los Angeles again. It's like, and then the Bowser versus DK Tour, times 2, right? I mean, that was like, the ultimate bait pipe. you know, if not for the value of that cart, that would have really been a huge bait pipe. But, you know, they have to do something there. They really do need to, you know, because I want to see everybody, you know, have happiness. And it's like so many times I'm like trying to talk up the Kong fans, like, you know, like keep the hope up, you know, and it's like, you know, it's going to happen. And I put a lot, you know, going back to, you know, the second anniversary, like last, you know, September, October, I said, you know, come May, I think we will see that. And of course, we don't know who the second doctors will be. Although, I mean, those doctors for DK and Diddy, they don't look very special. So pick up a zucchini there. Level 5, really good cart in my inventory, actually. That's a pretty good pull. So, you know, my hope in looking forward to this is that the Coconut Mall looks fantastic. I cannot wait to play that. A little bit of trepidation and nerves to see what that next tour is, right? The second part of the Doctor Fest. You know, hopefully it's something that doesn't just crash and burn all of the hopes of the Kong fans that are out there in this game. And as long as it's not, look, the hope's always going to be out there, right? You know, even if that was DK Jungle for some reason, they could still reverse course at some point and say, hey, look. But look, it's not because of this rumor that Rare owns the characters and like they control how they're represented in the game. No, Nintendo owns the characters, right? And they're quite clear about that. Like, for example, when we take a look at Diddy Kong, you know, we're actually going to take a look at Diddy Kong after I fire this pipe. Don't like that too much. So that is worth the price of this tangent then. Because we don't want to repeat that. Look, you know, well, actually, I guess I have to go to the driver list. Yeah, see, look, you can see right up there on Diddy Kong's cap, it says Nintendo. I mean, they're very clear, even like borderline petty about saying like, we own this character, folks. So, you know, that's why he is what he is. Now, Rare does own the IPs of the games that weren't part of the Donkey Kong Country franchise that they produced, like Diddy Kong Racing. So if you want to see Timber or Pipsy or Drumstick or TT or any of those like Whizpig, then yes, like those would be owned by Rare then. But you know, those properties of the characters, you know, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, all of them, they're owned by Nintendo. Okay, so you know, it's looking for a cause, a reason why they haven't been brought into the game. But look, the Kong fans aren't the only ones who've been deprived, right? I mean, you know, we see it with Wario, right? I often bring up Wario because I really, you know, there's like a kinship there among what those fans see in the game compared to what I see in the game as a Kong fan. You know, and in some, like, look, you know, the Wario, there's a little bit more alt variety, but the value on them is less. So it's like, you know, it's not like, I don't like to compare one to the other, but it's similar enough so that I can say, you know, objectively there's, you know, similarities there. What those fans experience to what we experience, right? But good news on this anyway. And we get a skill up ticket. Okay, so a little bit of relief to that one. We have 2 gold pipes, and we're going to go about 21. Actually, it's 24 pipes deep, I believe. So that's the 10% mark. Pretty good to see that. Back to the greenies. But anyway, you know, like this in the ideal world, right, with this game, you know, like we can have that strong concentration for characters, you know, the popular ones that sell regularly and often, you know, the Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, Rosalina, you know, all of those, right? And then still find a way to provide 1 character per year. I mean, that's not asking much, folks. I mean, you know, we look at things, you know, year over year, and they do favor the things that they can recolor, like Yoshi, Shy Guy, and a fake gold. I like the look of that, folks. That's good stuff, okay? They're trying to warm my heart up. They're like, Do not fear. They're like, just be patient and have faith. Message received. You gotta have a little bit of fun, right, folks? This is a good time. This is a good time. Actually, I just realized that we're only at the 190 token mark and we hit another gold. Oh my goodness. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. They're like, let's get KG off that script. They're like, let's get him on a better one. Go for another skill ticket. Okay, driver points cap ticket. Pretty good value on that, but we're secure on that. I mean, that's not a maker or breaker, but always any kind of high-end value. I would say it's a high-end game, and that's, you know, the state of where the ecosystem is at in Mario Kart Tour, and we love to see those coins. So we're gonna just start rapid firing these. We're in the hot zone here. Oh, 3,000 coins. Let's just fire away. I like this. Rapid fire, good rewards, fantastic. All right. Super glider skill ×2. Let's go again. Will the lag interrupt the good luck streak? Actually, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. I don't mind those because it's like pulling like the, what's it called? The BBIA 3 times. I mean, that's, you know, for one pull, I'll take that. You know, that's what? 1,500 coins of value in raw currency, and we get another gold, folks. What is this, number 5? This is the best luck I've had yet. This is really, this is just like what you folks showed me on the Discord. It's like, you know, you get me salivating over it. It's like, well, now I know how that feels. It's amazing. It's really amazing. I hope you folks have it like this. I really do. Okay, another points cap ticket. I mean, you know, every bit of thing. But look, you know, this is how I recommend playing. And I hear it's a recurring topic out there. It's like, my polls aren't that good. Like, you know, you're catching up to me. You're like, you know, you're, you know, expanding the gap between me and you if I'm already ahead. It's not like that, folks. I mean, you see the way how I controlled my resources on my account. Like, I don't feed into the mechanisms of the game. You know, the game is trying to psychologically tempt and bait and manipulate the player at all times, and even those who feel like they're above that, I would really posit that perhaps they're not, that it's still having an effect. I mean, to be honest, even someone who's detached from it as I am, I'll be quite frank with you. I mean, something like this, I still do feel, I mean, you see my reaction, like, it is exciting, and that has an effect on us. So even someone who's like ultra conservative, free to play, this and that, it's like, no, it still does have an effect. You know, it really does, you know. Now, for some people, that kind of luck, you know, may be a gateway forward, you know, to like getting into your wallet, you know, perhaps. And, you know, look, you know, I always recommend responsible play. I never say, you know, you should be free to play or this or that, or you should be a whale, or, you know, it's whatever's most comfortable for you, whatever's most fun for you. You know, my main thinking in this is just that, you know, how I talk about how the resources operate and within the game's framework and what you can do. It's just to present the thought of like, you know, do I need to be doing it this way, or is there an alternative, right? For your own situation, not to copy my alternative. My alternative is an extreme, and you know, you folks have been amazing in carrying my interest and enjoyment. You know, really, I mean, so many times when the game hasn't been super exciting, for me personally, I mean, I'm even more excited about the community in those situations. So that's what it's about for me. It's about the community. It's not about the game. So my enthusiasm will always be, you know, right up the top. Even whether things are going good or whether they're not, it's just a matter of, you know, putting the value of what really matters first, okay? And this is a wonderful discussion because it's relevant to everybody in so many different contexts, okay? 3 rubies, very nice. Okay, and this will be our final pull. So it looks like there will be 7 left, and maybe we'll get 1 fire. But we've done amazing. I wonder if, you know, this one was so hard, if people have had better luck across the board, if that's even legal. There's always conspiracy theories out there. I just, you know, I always say that that wouldn't be right to, you know, put that against the developers, and that's incredible. We have a gold pipe here. So look, folks, you know, this is RNG, okay? And it's not because I'm on YouTube doing this that they're doing this for me, okay? It's just, it's RNG, okay? So, you know, like, look, when I pull on the pipes with my rubies, I don't get luck like this, okay? You know, I get good free pipe luck, but when I use the rubies, here's the thing too, like if there was like some mastermind conspirator out there at Nintendo, don't give me luck on the freebies, give me luck on my rubies, because like, how many times have you seen me go deep into a pipe? Basically every time. Or if I get out early, it's because I made my blueprint, my game plan early, and I was like, I'm not falling for that, we're out of here, folks, right? That's been every single pipe pull. You can watch my entire playlist. It's either been me getting out of there early with the value that I was looking for, or have to go all the way to the bottom or very near the bottom, right? So it's like, if you want to get KG, addicted, enticed to pulling, it's like, well, maybe like put all 3 spotlights in the first 10 pull, right? Be like, maybe I can get away with this. Maybe I can start to rearrange the strategy. It's not like that. It's RNG, right? So I don't believe in that conspiracy theory stuff, because it's like, some people say like, oh, free to play luck. It's like, go check out the pipe pulls for my rubies, right? So, you know, but I have amazing luck on the free pipes. There's no question about that. Not just this time, but it's been pretty routine. So, but it ebbs and it flows. You know, I've gone months without anything. So, case in point, I do hope that you find that enjoyment. Don't get wrapped up into that like element where it feels like you're competing against everybody else. We're each in our own space, folks, okay? Yes, there is interaction that takes place within the game systems, but it's through understanding those systems and relying upon the support of the community that will see us all through our own pathway, okay? We're not all on some collision course here. And we get another skill ticket. That is marvelous. Fantastic way to finish up this pipe pull session. Wow, folks, I mean, that was a lot of fun, and really engaging discussion there. Hopefully we see that promised Kong, well, it's not promised, but it should be. I mean, look, it's not just for me. A number of these Kong fans, look, there hasn't been a game for that franchise in nearly a decade. And Mario Kart Tour is that beacon, believe me. And these are folks, they're not free to play. They're big spenders, okay? So they are ready to move in on this stuff. I think Nintendo is aware of that. I think that's why we see the value of things like DK Jr. being one set. And the representation of these characters in the game is being controlled, you know, from some level at Nintendo, right? Where they're just like, nope, not willing to represent a character in such a way. That's why we don't see an alt for them or whatever. Why we haven't seen Cranky Kong, you know, maybe that's planned out for things. Look, you know, it's not like they do nothing with them. There's a huge theme park coming out in 2024. Just like, who remembers the Mario Tour? I'll put a screen here to remind you all, right? That was when that park opened. Adjacent to that, in the park, they converted an entire parking lot next to that into DK Jungle. Okay, so the entire set, I'll put another photo up just to show you, but it's like, they're converting this entire park, so it's not that they do nothing. They care very much. Look, Mario wouldn't exist without DK, right? Like, that was the moment of inception, right? It was DK and it was Mario. Jumpman, he wasn't even known as Mario then. So very important character in the entire company. So but that's Cranky Kong. So it's like, you know, in the canon, that's Cranky Kong. Fan favorite, brand new option. That would be amazing. Mario Kart Tour could really make that their baby, and that would probably carry out the entire lifespan of the game for Kong fans, to be honest, if they gave that the proper, you know, modern day value, you know, the top of the mark for that. So it's not like we're looking for a lot, folks. It's just, you know, that one thing to keep everyone happy. It's all about, you know, seeing our own enjoyment. So and I do hope that you folks have been seeing what you enjoy in the game, and it's truly my honor to go through the data and to, take a look at all of these various different strategies and see your own success, because your success becomes my success. And that makes me very happy. Anyway, folks, what a marvelous episode this was. If you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more data-driven, comprehensive analysis for the Doctor Tour. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye, everybody.